Welcome everybody to Poke Battle Network, and today we are taking our first look at the genetic meta. This is a thinker's meta for sure. Now, this is going to get real intricate and real crazy, so it's a bit of a long video, and I'm going to be talking quite a lot, but just enjoy some of the battles that me and EV2E had with the Pokemon that we were allowed to do, and trust me, we definitely had some mistakes and had to rebattle and rebuild teams because there are some very interesting rules here. So, team building. Here we go. Right off the bat, the band typings. No electric, no ground. We're just going to say that right off the bat. No electric, no ground. That's it. You're done. That's the only thing you need to worry about. Now, for your first two Pokemon, we'll call these slot ones. Well, this is kind of like a slot, right? For your first one, slot one, you are going to have the choice of one or two of these parent types. So there are three parent types here: ghost, water, poison. You are going to choose one of those mono parent type Pokemon. So when I say parent type, I mean that typing is the main typing, right? Ghost typing or water typing. Now in slot one, you want the mono of that typing. So for instance, as you see in our example here, we have Cofagrigus as the pure ghost. That is the mono ghost type Cofagrigus. Then you got Feraligatr right underneath it, the mono water typing. Yes, you can pick a Feraligatr and a Cofagrigus for your team. They do not have to be one typing only. You aren't just stuck with one ghost typing only or water typing. You can even get rid of Cofagrigus, maybe put in a Swalot, a pure poison Swalot instead as your poison typing. So with that parent typing picked of ghost and water, we'll keep with the image here of Cofagrigus and Feraligatr, your first two. You're going to go to your next two slot. And this will be your two slot. And this will be your dual typing to those the parent typing, okay? So what I mean by that, as you see in our examples, we have right after Feraligatr, you've got Tentacruel, the water poison typing. Now you can have let's say Ludicolo, the water grass typing. You could have the Hisuian Samurott. Oh no, that's dark. Nope, just kidding. You can't. You can have regular Samurott. That's another just pure water. But you know, you get it. It doesn't have to be of the other parent type. That's why Sableye, as you see, Sableye being the ghost child of parent ghost typing there. Sableye lets you play because of the ghost dark typing. So Sableye will be your two slot there for the ghost. Now, some things that I came across when trying to build this, and this is real big, real issue here, real thing that people are going to be looking at. There are really only two main pure ghost typings out there, and that is Cofagrigus and Dusclops. There's not that many good PvP pure ghosts. Mischievous would be another one of them. So Cofagrigus might be a key player here on a lot of people's team. And the reason I say this about Ghost is because there might not be a lot in the parent section, but the Ghost section goes for miles. So the children of Ghost, there's always some pairing with Ghost, a lot of good Ghost type battling Pokemon out there that you might want. So you might bring on Cofagrigus and have that dark type, Dark Pulse going off to cover you as well with your other Ghost type that you have in the back or what you need. But that is an issue we were starting to come across when we came across these Ghost typing. But we come across poison. You've got poison darks that open up. You've got not poison electric, not ground electric, but you've got so many other great opportunities here. Grimer here, a wonderful poison, has ground move, so might be the one that you want as your parent poison. But these two parent and children groups, these four Pokemon, this is where it's going to get real tricky here, folks, and I want y'all have to pay attention, and I'll tell you why in examples in just a second here. You cannot put in shadow for these. So that means You are not allowed shadow. And the next one is all about shadow Pokemon. So you're going to have to really figure out which shadow Pokemon are actually allowed to be shadow. Because I have Kingdra in this lineup here. This line is with Kingdra. And Kingdra is not eligible to be shadow because in the next final two that you pick, you are not allowed to use any of the parent typing that you have or the parent typing that you don't have. So that ghost, water, and poison typing won't be allowed or used as your final two picks. So Kingdra cannot be shadow. Kingdra has to be a non-shadow Pokemon, and that is going to go for a lot of things. Tentacruel as well cannot be shadow. It is not allowed. So that is going to affect a lot of play here for these Pokemon because some of these Pokemon that have that shadow boost are going to lose it. And you're going to have to play a lot differently with those. So with that being said, on those two, let's get to this final group. The last two, the mutations of the genetics. Oh, these got Y chromosomes got a little shifted. Call Professor Xavier now. So in this one, they call this the mutations. You're going to select two shadow eligible Pokemon. I think this is great. Girafarig, the psychic normal typing there. It is shadow eligible. There is shadow Girafarig. It does not need to be shadow, but it is shadow eligible. That's what it means when they say shadow eligible. That's why at the bottom of it, it says shadows are allowed because you want to be able to allow those shadows for the shadow eligible. That's why Kingdra Shadow is not allowed because Kingdra shadows for those parent typings are not allowed. So select two shadow eligible Pokemon whose typings are not used yet. Again, they are not used. So they cannot be any of the parent typing and cannot be, so do not use any Shadow Muck. Cannot happen. I know I'm tearing apart all the shadow waters, but there's so many good waters. Water has been so dominant. If Devon hasn't taught us anything properly this season, if you haven't learned from it yet, you need to learn that waters are so prominent in this meta this season. Feraligatr cannot be shadow. Feraligatr is a water pure, so it's not allowed to be shadow. That shadow Feraligatr can't happen. But Shadow Skarmory can. Shadow Grass Pokemon, right? Now you thinking Venusaur could play here? Oh no, Venusaur is not allowed though because Venusaur has the poison typing. So you're going to have to find other typing. My favorite, Amoonguss. I'm loving the Amoonguss. The new Victory Bells, not allowed. Even though there are shadow versions, because they have that poison typing, they are not allowed to play. So, like I was saying, this meta is going to be very intricate in building, and I cannot wait to find out what people bring for teams because there is going to be so many wonderful Pokemon to go off on this. And let me tell you something, looking at this now, I'd say go off of your shadow eligible Pokemon first. Look at that first. Find out which ones you want to use. Maybe they are poison. Maybe you're like, okay, maybe I want poison typing. Maybe you find good shadow Pokemon that you're like, okay, this is a water typing. I'm going to use, Feraligatr as my pure water. Then I can open up all these water typings. Maybe you don't have Ghost, right? Maybe you go water poison. Then you use as your second Pokemon, Jellicent, the water ghost Pokemon. But because the water is connected to the water parent, you don't have to worry about burning that ghost. And now you have Jellicent, a ghost counter out there, a ghost Pokemon out there if you feel like ghost is going to be a thing. Again, these team buildings are so much fun and I love building them. Oh, like I said, EV2E and I had to stop and redo a bunch of battles because we were figuring out these rules, how things are allowed and not allowed. Raticate allowed because it has that shadow variant. So you can just have at it, have your fun. Good luck out there to all you battlers as you are going through the month of May for this genetic meta. Woo! Thank you all for watching the Poke Battle Network. Be sure to hit like and keep subscribing to the channel if you want more and more genetic coverage, as me and a bunch of other battlers will be helping you break down at the beginning of this month what is going to be used, what you might want to build, how you might want to build around it. So be sure to check out all the action and all the fun throughout all of the Poke Battle Network season. Thank you all for watching, and like always, keep on battling.